Hey guys, it's the Friction here, and today we're taking a quick look at the SAV. This is a Swedish premium BR 3.7 tank destroyer, and it's a lot of fun. This vehicle has proven to be incredibly powerful, and it has a very nice autoloader, as you can see. So let's get right into some gameplay. So, first game, Abandoned Factory. As you can see, it's not just the SAV that we're playing today, we're also playing the SAV M43, which is at battle rating 3.0, the L62 for a little bit of an anti-air defense, and we have a J22B, which is just here to allow us to fight against other planes. No bombs on that thing, and the ammunition with its 13.2mm machine guns is just not good enough to penetrate most tanks from above. I think it's like 28mm of penetration at I think 10 meters distance. But that's not gonna do very well, but those guns are incredibly good against other planes. So that's why I have that thing in there, because its BR is 3.7 and it fits perfectly into this matchup. So what makes the SAV so fascinating and so much fun to play? It has a 6-round autoloader. Basically, it can fire very quickly, consecutively, and you can see there are like 5 rounds. No, wait, is it 5 or 6? It's exactly 6 rounds inside of the magazine there, and there's probably 1 round right now in the breech, or it could be the top round. I'm not entirely sure. So it could be 7 and not just 6. But having like an autoloader is really nice, especially at these lower battle rating games where you do face quite a few tanks, and well, being able to fire as quickly as you can because you have another shell loaded is always a very nice addition. Something which will allow you to be a much more independent when you're going somewhere. You don't really have to rely on as much support. We are going down here into the south. We are playing on the map Abandoned Factory. This is a classic Wars on the map, as you guys know. And I'm not sure if this is a bit of a reckless play by me, because we are the only tank on our side right now that is down here. We just lost C. And I really don't want to get on the C circle right now. I could actually flank around, but there is the spawn of the enemies as well. So what we are going to be doing right now is we are going to set up a bit of an ambush here. Let me drive through this wall, because we see a tank right there. Oh, it's M10. Oh, we just missed M10 Wolverine. But we're gonna set up a bit of an ambush because I don't feel too safe over there, and I actually do not want to push C by myself right now. Now, in this position here, we do have a little bit of protection. There is a tank going right through there. I'm not sure if it's... Yeah, the foliage, which gives us the protection, also obviously takes away our line of sight, which we kind of have to work with. But we have seen 2 tanks at least cross to C. We know that our team is fighting for A, like usually always. It's always what happens when you're playing on this map. Everyone is kind of going for A, and C is like the very much disliked, you know, brother that is very far away. That's why nobody likes to go to C. But what we can do right now is I'm actually going to make a play. I thought that there would be more tanks going down this route, but I think they have pushed on further because they now have the advantage on C. They know that they captured the point. So this could be an ideal scenario for us to actually land some good rear shots and get some tanks out of the way. I don't want to get on the cap. Like, the last thing we want to do is get on the C cap right now, so that we, you know, alert the enemies. what we wanted to do right now is we want to take care of some of the vehicles that are kind of camping our cap. See if we can, you know, knock out some of them, and then we go back to the cap. We finish the cap, and then we can refocus on the enemies coming in from their spawns. There is one vehicle that we have spotted back there, and it's quite fascinating that we haven't seen anything else. But there's one vehicle that is close to cap, and it's supposed to be a medium tank. Let's see if there's something else. Don't forget there was an M10. There was another vehicle that moved over here. There are two of them now. One of them is a tank destroyer, so this could be the M10. They're right behind this locomotive. Oh, there are like 4 tanks over here. There's a Panzer IV. This is a very weird angle to have. There we go. First target has been eliminated. There are 4 tanks camping our spawn. What is going on? What the hell is going on? Okay. There is a KV-1 right there. As you can see, these 120mm rounds, they're impressive, right? They are really, really strong. And having an autoloader, as I mentioned, is just a godsend. It's a gift. It's an absolute gift. So we got 3 tanks out of the way. One more. It's the M10. Then there's a medium tank in the middle. While we're moving, we can also reload our autoloader, so we can fill up the clip in there. Our loader is on that. Hopefully the M10 doesn't turn around. Okay, you know what? I'm not sure if that thing can see us over there. I think this M10 player is not dumb, right? Okay, we got really lucky there. I saw something move, and yeah, that M10 was coming around the corner. So 4 kills. We cleared up the entirety of the enemy team that was trying to push the south and into our cap, which I still do not understand what they were thinking right there. They were probably looking for an easy kill. And then finally, the 5th kill, getting rid of the T-34. And nobody has spotted us once. I think the M10 is the only vehicle that at least had like a little bit of a sneak peek or idea that there might be something behind them. But yeah, very quick succession, and you can just see how brutal this thing is. It's, you know, when you hit those shots, and with this caliber, the size of the round, it might not have the best penetration, but since you can play this one more as a, you know, a sneaky tank destroyer where you try to play with, you know, ambushes or work with ambushes, I think you can do very, very well with this thing. It's one of those premium vehicles that I really enjoy playing, and they're just kind of always fun. You know, these low-tier matches where players sometimes are still not that familiar with certain maps. Maybe they're not so familiar with certain tanks. And then you kind of have, like, if you have the knowledge, you basically have, like, already 40% of the work done. And it allows you to, you know, if you're a bit smart with the way how you play, you can really get into positions and do a lot of damage like we did right there. That was a glorious flank. We got very lucky that nobody spawned in behind us. But, oh, yeah. Oh, no. Did we survive that? No. Okay. One very bad thing about the SAV is sadly the fact that the tank doesn't have any armor. It can get penetrated by heavy machine guns. It is an open-top vehicle. You know, planes are not going to have any problems with it. Overall, it's just not a very... Okay, somehow my recording just cut itself out. But doesn't really matter. I'm just going to splice it together afterwards. We're now in the plane, the J-22B, and yeah, we got knocked out from the air. That dive bomber blew us up, even though the bomb wasn't exactly right next to us, but, you know, a 500-kilogram bomb against a target with barely any armor, yeah, that's not going to be something you're going to be surviving most of the time. So, yeah, I was expecting more enemy planes up here, but it looks like the enemies are still playing on the ground, so not that many planes. There was the only plane right there that nuked us. That was, I think, the only one. So that means we probably turn our guns towards ground targets. I don't see anything, and to be fair, this thing is not particularly well known for destroying or dealing damage to ground vehicles, because it's only like 28 millimeters of penetration with these machine guns, even though these machine guns are a lot of fun. Like, this is a plane that I like to play every once in a while, just in Air RB or even Air Arcade, because it's just a plane that is a lot of fun. It's very mobile, it's you know, very maneuverable, and these machine guns are extremely fast firing, have a decent shell velocity, and I think generally speaking it's a pretty good all-round plane against other planes. You also have a lot of ammunition, but they are still machine guns, right? They are not cannons. And yeah, with 28 millimeters of penetration, well, good luck. You have to look for an open-topped vehicle, you have to look for unarmored cars. Tanks will usually just be an issue for you. You can spot them for your team by shooting them. You'll kind of give your team the idea where they are, and you do still collect quite a lot of assistance by shooting targets. So, you know, I still recommend doing that, but I think this game... Okay, he just bombed himself and he didn't kill a single guy. Well, that kind of sucks. I know that feeling. That SPD probably has like a 0.2 second bomb fuse, so as soon as the bomb goes, like, drops off, it immediately blows, and that's gotta be, like, really careful. You gotta be really careful with that. Yeah, that's the way. So right there we have a plane, but obviously we were just kind of flying around and shooting ground targets, you know, just getting some spots for our team. And in that moment, A-29 spawns in and immediately gets annihilated and bullied by a Beaufighter and another plane in the air. But yeah, a bit boring, the end. But the other part with the SAV, yeah, that was a prime example of how you can get behind your enemies and do all that kind of damage. So very nice, certainly a nice way to get to the next few tanks in the Swedish tech tree. You can see Sweden, for me, I've only done the planes. I haven't really gone forward with any of the ground forces, but Sweden has a lot of great planes. Like, yeah, planes, that's something we're going to be covering in the near future as well. But right now I'm enjoying the tanks. I do have a little bit of a, you know, a lack of tank gameplay that I have to avoid, with World of Tanks being right now in a position that is not very good. And we're just going to jump over to the next gameplay clip, so let's move on to that. Okay, for the second game we are playing on Ardennes. You can see it's the snow variant of the map, A, B, and C. We're going to be playing north of A, and hopefully we can, you know, maneuver around and then get into A as well. And I'm also going to try to play the other vehicles, not just the SAV with its very long name, but we're also going to be trying out the other SAV and the anti-air, because the anti-air is actually a lot of fun, even against ground targets. I would say especially against ground targets, because it has a very slow firing 40mm gun. I'm not entirely sure if it's the Bofors, but I presume it's the Bofors or a variant of the Bofors gun, because it is Swedish and it does some serious damage. 79mm of penetration at 10 meters for a 40mm gun. That is impressive. But once again, yeah, shooting down planes with a Bofors gun, very difficult in War Thunder, at least in ground realistic. I've noticed that it's not very easy if you don't have a lead indicator. You don't really know where to shoot. You have to lead your targets. And a lot of these tanks, a lot of these anti-air vehicles in War Thunder, they just don't have, at least early war, you know, or mid-World War II, you know, like the early tanks that we have in the game. They don't really have, like, the best rotation speed for the gun platforms or the turrets. So it always takes a while, and it's this very daunting task to shoot a plane that is flying towards you while you're still turning your vehicle or your turret, and it's not a good feeling, I can tell you guys that much. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind as well with the SAV is that this thing is really, really lightly armored. You don't have any coaxial machine guns, no way to defend yourself against incoming planes. So basically what you want to do is you want to utilize as much cover as possible, or you want to have like alleyways where people do not expect you from. So if I went straight to A through the middle, people would expect me, and it would be a pretty foolish thing to do in this thing. Because you don't have a turret, you have to kind of fight against vehicles that most of the times have much better armor than you. You have to pen them through the front, and you kind of lose the surprise momentum. But one of the issues is when you're coming into flank and you get yourself into a good position, right? You might find a way to shoot some tanks. You might even eliminate some of these targets, but the War Thunder player is a very simple creature. If he gets knocked out by a tank from the side and he feels himself being threatened by this existence of the other player in a very strong position, what will happen is that the War Thunder player will jump into his plane and he will absolutely destroy you because he will remember you, and that is what we term the revenge killing. That's something you don't have in World Tanks because obviously you only spawn once, but in War Thunder, especially if you're in a tank like this, yeah, if you get several kills and you become a nuisance, well, prepare to get spawn killed. We just spotted a tank right there, right there. 1 second. It is a Soviet tank. Hit. Right there. Second round goes straight through the side of the vehicle. A very clean shot, a very nice shot, but the first one kind of disappeared. Very difficult to hit these shots, especially when there's a lot of foliage in the way. You just have to kind of trust your binoculars that you're kind of on target. So, you know, using binoculars in War Thunder is so important, especially if you're in lower tiers. I think higher tiers binoculars are also very useful, but in higher tiers, you know, you're gonna have like all different kind of things that will give you assistance, like night vision, thermal vision, laser warning systems, which will give you a hand, tell you exactly that somebody's targeting you. But most of the time, if somebody reads you or reads your distance with a laser warning or with a laser assistance or laser rangefinder, you will not survive for very long, because that means that somebody has, like, laser rangefinder takes like 2 seconds to gauge the distance, or even less than that. It gauges the distance. You're gonna have an APFSDS round up your bum pretty quickly. So yeah, most of the time you'll not survive that, but that's also something you can use to annoy your teammates with if you are constantly spamming the laser rangefinding system on your tank. Sherman just drives up towards us without a care in the world, straight through the middle. Yeah, sometimes it just happens, right? It's fun because I'm right now not playing War Thunder with, I'm not playing War Thunder with my headset, I'm just playing it with my speakers, and it's turned down so that you don't hear it through my microphone. But sounds in this game are essential. You know, if you don't hear anything, you're losing a very, very effective early warning system. So I recommend always to play with a headset, or at least to turn up the enemy engines or the engines of other players, because that will give you a very clear indicator that somebody is on the other side of a building, or on the other side of a fence or a wall, and it'll really allow you to utilize that information and, you know, then act accordingly. That's just something that I can give you as a tip. I still think, since I am a player coming from World of Tanks, I have played a lot of War Thunder. I've played this game not as much as World of Tanks, certainly not, no. How else would I have time for anything else in my life? But I've played certainly enough to know the tricks and, you know, all of the things that I need to know about War Thunder. And I think I might do a little tutorial for World of Tanks players who might think about getting their hands dirty in War Thunder. Because it's not like I want to promote War Thunder or anything like that, but it's always nice to have an alternative, and even if it just allows you to see a little bit what it's like, you can still always, you know, decide for yourself that it's not what you want. And that's perfectly fine for me, but at least giving you an opportunity to try it out for yourself. Okay, that round was a pretty big waste. But that one killed him. Okay, I just stole his kill. Okay, I feel bad. I stole his kill, and that was not very kind of us. We're losing this game based on the fact that we do not have another flag. Okay, there's a Cromwell there. We killed the Cromwell, and you can see the drop-off, right? Like, the drop-off of the round, like, that was at maybe 100 meters away, but still the round dropped, like, pretty heavily. As you can see, I mean, the barrel, the length of the barrel, everything here about this tank, it's not very big. It's pretty small. It's maybe a bit long, but it looks alien if you just think about it. Most of the tanks just don't look like this, and even other tank destroyers, they don't exactly look like this. They still have like some kind of some kind of idea of armor. Huh? There we go. I have no idea what's going on, but like half of the enemy team, or more than half of the enemy team, is either blind or deaf or both. And I'm not sure what's going on, because that M4, he was trying to haul ass back towards like their spawn, because one thing I really dislike is the fact that in War Thunder you can actually spawn trap people, right? I don't like that, and you can see that we have a Panzer IV that is really far advanced, who is just kind of in that position where he's spawn trapping players. But since he's pretty, well, he's not that close to the spawn, he's like not in the spawn, but if he would be any closer, he would probably get auto-spotted on the map, so everyone knows that he's there, at least the enemy team. But that is still one of the main issues in War Thunder, that I don't think there's a kind of a easy solution for it, because if you're in the spawn and you're trying to get out, you kind of don't really have a chance to make the spawn an area that nobody can go through, because that's not what you want, right? This is like a kind of semi-realistic game where you want to be able to traverse any place and not just have like a hidden barrier that doesn't allow you to travel to the other place. But at the same time, you know, I kind of understand the frustration, and I also am frustrated every once in a while when, okay, there, immediately as soon as I leave B, somebody auto-caps it again. So somebody just drove on B while I was shortly driving off. So we have at least one tank on B. So what we're going to be doing right now is we are going to drive in from the back, and hopefully we'll meet somebody who is, once again, not paying attention to anything happening around them, and is just like looking towards the front. Now the question is, where is this bugger? Oh shit. Okay, he hasn't seen me yet. Oh god, that was a horrible shot. But second one kills him. There is a Sherman over there, right out in the field. We're not gonna measure the distance. I was actually a hit, but not much more than that. We only have 3 more rounds in our clip. The enemies are still coming around, you know? Okay, we get very lucky there. The Sark was turning its turret around. Oh my god, what is going on? This is an insane game right now. We are on 7 kills. We haven't died once. The enemies are... I'm not sure what they are. But they're not paying attention. And things are interesting right now. Very interesting. I find it very funny that the commander, or I'm not sure what he is, probably the commander, has his head sticking out. Like, you know, that is a very thin plate right next to his head. And, you know, if a machine gun fires at you, he's gonna lose his head. He's gonna literally lose his head. Okay, I'm gonna see if we can actually... Oh, there's another Sherman right there. Oh, we got him on the move. Perfect. Oh, I love this tank. So much fun. That's our 8th kill. Pretty strong result, I would say, so far. Yeah, kind of feel bad because a lot of these players are new. You know, who knows? Okay, this guy, the Achilles, down in the pit, just got absolutely rendered into oblivion by a huge 1,000-kilogram bomb. Like, what the hell? Why would you drop such a huge bomb on Achilles? But they are recapturing A, and I don't like that. Oh, something is shooting me from behind. I'm gonna use this house as cover while we're making our getaway. Slowly moving to A. Maybe in the meantime, can I turn it around? See what's going on behind me? Okay, there is another Achilles or M10. We are playing against America and the United Kingdom, so... Oh, that's going to be a bit more difficult to gauge. That was close. That is a very far away target. Now, as you can see, muzzle velocity only 525 meters. Not going to be enough for us to get on that target. They still have plenty of players. Like, this game is not over yet, and we have just spotted a light tank on the left side. I actually see it. It is either a... I'm not sure. It looks American. No, it's British. It's a Crusader 2. Oh, poor Crusader 2. They have a lot of guys in the air now, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to haul ass to A. Hopefully we can pass by everyone. And, oh, there's another target. Another target hauling ass. Okay, he just got stopped. Perfect. Direct hit. Wait, can we get the plane? Nah. Okay, that would have been a bit crazy, you know. Okay. What do we do right now? The enemies are just, they keep on coming. Like, they captured C. We're gonna move towards C, and we're probably just going to catch another guy crossing somewhere out here. Achilles just killed a tank up there, and it could very well be the Achilles. Okay, we just spotted the Achilles over there. Okay, we got him. Perfect. Very nice hit. Got the Achilles. Damn. Things are looking good. Things are certainly looking good. Damn. It's not always that you have such good rounds, but, you know, keep in mind, we're playing against probably newer players. We're playing battle rating 3.7, which is kind of a place where a lot of the newer players are trying out things, and yeah, it might just be that, but it's a pretty good performance, if I may say so myself. Pretty good performance, and I think there is no better way to kind of sell this tank than by showing you this gameplay, where we have 11 kills. We are very rapidly closing in on C, and it looks like we're going to be winning this round as well. And what is really weird is that nobody, like, as I mentioned at the beginning of this replay, or not replay, at this game of this gameplay, people usually come in and try to kill you, revenge kill you when you get them once or twice. Sometimes once is already enough. It depends on how much it hurt when you killed them. You know, if you just shot them while they were trying to get into a spot and you were like really sneaky about it, or maybe you bounced the shot and they think you're too lucky and then they come in and they revenge kill you. I probably killed at least 1 or 2 guys more than once, and no plane has shown up to come and kill me. I'm not sure if they are looking for me or if they even care, but it's a really nice fresh air or fresh wind when nobody is trying to revenge kill you. So let us cap C real quick before the game ends so we can get some additional points. But yeah, pretty good match. I can't complain all that much about it. 11 kills, Survivor, we have a pretty good score. We played very aggressively. It's not like we sat in one place the entire game. The enemy team was just kind of blind and deaf. Probably either 80 years old or 7 years old. But yeah, pretty good matchup, as you can see. A lot of lions. It's a lot of kills. Quite a few rewards. Yeah, pretty nice. So I'm gonna save this replay, so we always will have access to it. Nice game. SAV. Perfect. Okay. I think that will have wrapped it up about the SAV. But, we're going to be playing the L622 still in one more match. So you guys have a little bit of an idea what this anti-air is like when you're playing War Thunder.